So today I'm going to share with you how you can start stock trading, and this will be a step-by-step guide for beginners. And if you are new here, I'm a Singapore finance graduate from Nanyang Technological University, and I've been ranked #1 in the Singapore Nationwide Trading Championship. So the first thing you need to do is to go into paper trading. Now, what's the good thing about demo trading is that you can practice risk-free in real markets using virtual money. So you're not risking your own money with demo trading. Now, why do I say demo trading first rather than reading books and all that? Because paper trading is how you learn fastest. You might not know much about trading going into it, you might know nothing. But when you just jump into it, get your hands dirty, you have lots of questions coming up. So, how do I do this? What's this all about? So that by the time you read books about introduction of stock trading, you would have all the questions and you learn faster. Okay. So it also builds discipline, helps you learn execution, how to use the platform, the timing strategy. Don't need to care too much about whether you have a fixed strategy first. Just experiment. Make sure you trade for at least 6 months and follow this rule 3x, 2x, meaning double your capital 3 times before you trade live. Okay. And also another way for you to learn faster is to combine paper trading with trading competition where you need to compete with other traders using a virtual demo trading account. And what is the benefit of this is that you can learn from other traders along the way. And with the pressure of competition, you'll be able to learn a lot faster as compared to just demo trading alone. And some more, if you do well, you can also earn cash prizes. So there's a trading competition that is happening right now, and this is the second global paper trading competition organized by Moomoo along with Nasdaq. Okay, now I'll put the link in the description below as well as the pinned comment for you to sign up. You get perks, welcome rewards if you sign up with my affiliate link. And with this competition, you don't need to raise your own money, but if you do well, you'll be able to get cash rewards. When you rank the top 3, you will get USD $10,000 cash reward, $3,000 for number 2. Third prize, you have $1,000. And also you get free Nasdaq level 2 total view. And when you get regional top 10, you will be invited to attend the award ceremony and then receive a nice little certificate. And you can see the previous participants, when they do well, they are featured, okay, on New York's Times Square. And even if you don't win anything in this competition, I can assure you that you will learn a lot about the way you trade. And also the good thing about this competition is that you can also trade options aside from stocks. But the problem is if you don't even have a basic trading strategy, okay, I'll teach you one very simple beginner stock trading strategy that you can use. This will be our step number 2. Okay, the first thing you gotta learn is to learn how to read price actions as well as the most basic indicators. Okay, now the first one, learn how to read candlesticks. What does the body mean? The wick means, as well as the color, because they would reveal buyer seller psychology and buying and selling pressure. Then when it comes to price action, you need to add that with confirmation, and this is where support and resistance come. There are 2 types of support and resistance: dynamic, static. I don't want to confuse you too much first. Just understand that support and resistance is where markets repeatedly react. So let's say you have a support zone over here. When price comes down and bounces off at least 3 times, it is considered a strong support. When the price comes up and bounce off a ceiling 3 times, this is called a resistance zone. Then this will be considered a strong resistance zone. Add that with confluence, meaning 2 support or 2 resistance stacked together. This is what I mean by confluence. You can use moving averages for that. So as a start, as a beginner, don't need to care about adding way too many crazy indicators first. Just start with 3 to 4 tools for now. And you can see if I open my Moomoo platform over here, I drew this resistance zone, okay, created from here. All right, you can see price tested this zone, resistance zone. Then price broke above this zone, came back down, then became support. So resistance became support. Then eventually price broke, came back up, came back down, and tested this zone again. Then price went back up. just nicely. And this is a confluence area because you can see over here I've added 3 lines: 50 SMA, 100 SMA, 200 simple moving average. So this became a good confluence zone plus price action, which tells you that price is going to go up. So you can see that price bounce off nicely. And this stock that I'm showing you is ST Engineering. It's a popular Singapore stock. Another example, you can also apply this to US stocks, okay? Not just Singapore stocks. So you can see over here, if we draw the resistance which became support, you can see price tested over here, right? Came back up, came back down, this confluence area tested, bounced off, and then came back down, tested this confluence area. You see, price testing 100 SMA, followed by our support zone, and then price bounced off and went on a nice uptrend. Make sure you apply this strategy only during an uptrend. So ideally, you want the 50 SMA to be above 100 SMA and also above 200 SMA. And these moving averages ideally have to be sloping upwards. And where do you find the trading completion that I mentioned just now? You come to discover, okay? Then you go to paper trade. And then when you register for the completion, you'll be able to see the leaderboard and see what other people are doing, okay? As well as the yield. You can see that the top 10, top 20, in fact, they are using call options, put options. So as you already know, options are super risky but also earn you quick returns. So you can see what people are buying to, what stock people are buying to, and it will give you an idea what kind of stocks are making people money, what kind of stocks are not so good. So once you've started trading, eventually you want to narrow down your trading strategy. Okay, do you want to be a scalper, day trader, swing trader, or position trader? This is where you would pick your time frames because different time frames would require different strategies. As a beginner, I won't recommend you to go into scalping because you're competing against a lot of algorithms that are run by hedge funds. Day trading, if you have the time to monitor the charts, but if you don't have time, you can always set preset orders. Requires focus and discipline as well as time. And you close the trade within 1 day. Before you go to sleep, you gotta close the trade. Swing trading, you would hold for days and weeks, ideal for full-time workers or people who don't have time, or if you're a full-time student. Position trading requires a mix of fundamental and technical analysis. So you would have to learn a lot about fundamentals plus a bit of technicals. Whereas if you're more of a short-term trader, you will focus more on technical analysis. So there are 3 main strategies you can start with as a beginner. Like what I've taught you just now, the moving average strategy. When you're making a buy trade, make sure the 50 is above 100, 100 is above 200, ideally sloping up. When you're short selling, make sure 200 is above 100, 100 is above 50, ideally sloping downwards. And one thing you gotta understand is that you don't want the price to be too far away from the moving average. If you want a good risk to reward ratio, you want to wait for the price to pull back to the moving average and then you enter over here. And then make sure you learn how to read candlesticks and chart patterns. And then the fourth thing you gotta learn is risk management. Okay, you gotta understand that even the best traders lose money once in a while. I don't make money in all my trades, but I make sure that the profits that I make would cover the losses that I experience. Okay, the difference between top traders and beginner traders is how they control those losses. So make sure that you follow the 1 to 2% rule, meaning never risk more than 1 to 2% of your total capital per trade. Maximum 3% risk per trade. Always use a stop loss. Try to avoid using mental stop loss. If you're a beginner, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio. If you're conservative, you can aim for 1:3 minimum. But if you want a higher win rate, you can aim for a minimum 1:1 risk to reward ratio. Remember, the first job that you have is not to make money, but to stay in the game long enough to learn. You know what? When you take care of the risk, the profit will take care of itself. But when you focus on the profits, you will lose your account very fast. Now, the fifth step is to go live. Now, make sure you pick a good broker. Okay, if you miss out the part where I mentioned about my broker just now. I'll put my stockbroker link in the description below. And this broker is regulated by Monetary Authority of Singapore. And if you are in these countries, you can also trade with Moomoo. So when you go live, make sure you start small. I don't care if you have $1,000,000 inheritance. Start small to train your psychology. Make sure you stick to your trading plan, stick to your strategy. Only increase, put in more capital once you've proven yourself that you can make money in a live account for at least 6 months. Because you need to understand demo and real accounts are very different, because real money, it adds two things, introduces two things, which is fear and greed. And you will feel it the moment you start trading with a live account. Paper profits are easy. Paper losses, you don't feel anything, but real losses are the one that trigger lots of panic and emotions. And this is where you need to train your trading psychology, meaning also learn, study about trading psychology and what are the ways to progress fast in trading, to go from beginner to expert, is to log every trade, review every trade. So that's why having a trading journal is very, very important. When you make a trade on the platform, make sure you also journal it in a separate document. You can just open a Word document, screenshot, write down all your reasonings. Why did I enter a trade? What was bad about it? How can I improve on this entry? For example, do a weekly review as well. And along the way, based on your trading journal, you'll be able to gradually refine your strategy, and then you'll become more and more profitable. Now, when it comes to plan, speaking about plan, don't just anyhow write your plan. Okay, I've done a proper trading plan video. I'll put it somewhere on this screen. And if you want more future trading secrets, investing secrets, subscribe. Okay, so with that, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.